Blistering heat has now replaced the monsoon rain here in Korea, making it tough for many of us to get to sleep. Will it get any hotter than it is now, and how long will these tropical nights last this summer? We turn to Professor Yoon Jin-ho for the answers. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. A few weeks ago, during the monsoon season, you left us saying we have to wait until August to see if we have to prepare and brace ourselves for typhoons. And here we are now, well into August. Should we expect a typhoon in the coming weeks?
So the last week, we had a typhoon Gemi land in Taiwan and Fujian province, China. It caused quite a bit of damage, including landslide and then the many casualties, flooding. Because it maintains the maximum sustained wind about 33 meters per second when it rainfall in Fujian province. So that story is still counting, but it's over 25 in China. So back to the questions that we are now getting into the typhoon season. So this month, and probably till like September, we have to watch more carefully. Typhoon is very rare, but when it's near to or come to Korea, it can be very deadly. So we just have to watch it closely and prepare things accordingly.
Definitely. And for now, the unbearable heat is well upon us. And, the sun goes down at nighttime. Why is it that it's still so hot during the nighttime? Let's talk about these tropical nights.
Yes, it's really hot outside, and I believe everyone is receiving public messages talking about blistering heat. So when you receive those, you just don't need to stay outside that long if you don't need to. For heat at nighttime, you all probably heard so-called this urban heat island. So the heat in the day, especially in the urban area, is warm up the concrete, and those concrete, it contains the heat at the daytime, and then it releases it at nighttime. So even at nighttime, it's still hot. It's not like a daytime heat, but you feel uncomfortable. You can feel that it's still warm and hot. So it's especially when we are in the urban area, we are like Seoul or Gwangju, we experience this in a way like unvanishing heat at nighttime.
Right, it's not pleasant at all. And what's interesting is that this summer we've started to hear this new term called Supertropical night. I think the term speaks for itself, but please explain what these are.
You can just assume this is an extreme form of this oven heat island. When we have this oven heat island effect, we just call maybe the tropical night. But then, like some particular days and particular locations, it can be a bit more. It's very unusually hot, unusually maybe humid. So it's a similar things, but then you just assume that it's very extreme side of it.
So it's like a more extreme and upgraded version of these tropical nights that we're experiencing.
Right.
And apparently these super tropical nights are happening in certain regions, namely over in Gangneung and Sokcho, the East Coast. Now, will those of us here in Seoul experience the same phenomenon?
Yes, so the Gangneung and Sokcho, especially the northeast coast of Korea, is now experiencing kind of two winds, one from south directly, one from the southwesterly wind. So the wind from southwesterly, that passing through the Taebaek Mountains, it's called the fan phenomena. You probably heard that it brings extra warmer and drier conditions. But then at the same time, we have the wind from south, which is usually hot and humid. So just combination of those two likely creating very uncomfortable condition for those areas. Whether that will experience in Seoul or some other part of the Korea, we still don't know yet. It's as far as I know, it's in a way it's a very localized phenomena. So that may, stay there for a few days more, but then hopefully after that it will be eventually kind of dissipated, and hopefully it won't happen in other part of the Korea.
You know, the month of August is considered one of the hottest months out of all the 12. Now, how long will we have to suffer these tropical nights this summer?
Well, today is only August the 2nd, so it's really early part of the August. So likely another 2 weeks or 3 weeks that we seasonally we are going to have this type of weathers. Hopefully, you may not feel it, but day by day it's going to be getting better and better. So after August 10th or the 15th, you may see that the early morning and the nighttime is going to be not like these days. It's still a bit, you can feel a bit cold air time to time. So another 2 to 3 weeks. That's the kind of a seasonal aspect of it. So we just have to watch it carefully. When you receive those messages, don't stay outside that long when it's not needed.
Well, whether it's a regular tropical night or a super tropical night, you have to leave us some tips on how to survive these exhausting nights.
So as mentioned earlier, you have to reduce the exposure to this type of conditions. So if you need to, if you don't need to stay outside that long, don't stay there. When you don't have choice but to walk in the outside, you need to take extra water, and then you need to take the break as much as possible. So I know some people don't have air conditioning systems, but there are shelters that operate by the local government. So when you cannot just deal with this type of heat. So when you need the cool airs, just to find those the shelters and stay there for even 1 hour, that would really help. And then when your body start to react very strangely, like it's unusual that you never experience it, don't hesitate to call the help. And that's our body works in very strangely that there is some sort of a threshold line. If you are above it, it goes very fast. So you just need to get help as soon as possible.
Alrighty, Professor Yoon, thank you so much for making your time this morning. You stay cool.
Thank you very much.